Yeah. So I'm sorry. I would like to thank Rajul Jain and Indrani Biswas for recording this talk. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for obliging to my request in attending this. I thought over the years, whatever I've really learned, from LinkedIn, I think I thought I should also discuss this because post-COVID times, the kind of things that we are probably employing towards job profiles is not a kind of an easy task. So I just thought I'll give you some kind of tips and tracks. I'm sorry for the background noise, subtle background noise. So as you know, I'm the founder of Bioclues, and I'm based in Amrita School of Biotechnology, Amrita Vishwavidyapitham in Kerala. And ever since LinkedIn was founded and was active in 2004, I've been a member of this. Although LinkedIn was associated with several other social job platforms. There are other job platforms like Indeed, JobSeek, and other things. But LinkedIn became very, very, very active and a top niche educational platform and a top national job seeking platform. Why? What makes LinkedIn so special? We will get back. But before this, I just thought of asking you a very pertinent question. Why do we need to socialize? Okay, I mean, can't we just simply simply do our own jobs, or maybe employ someone else, or be an employee of a company, and do some kind of our own works, and simply do our jobs from say 9 to 6 and then go back home. That kind of things, doesn't it make us a kind of a praiseworthy scientist? That's a kind of a very common question that we need to ask. Okay, but if you really talk about the professionalism, we are always bonded by ethics, and we are always bonded by the knowledge that we derive from that particular profession, the knowledge that we try to derive from that particular conundrum. And that can be taken up in such a way that there is something called epistemology. Epistemology is nothing but the science where we take the knowledge that is already deeply embedded. So here, if you really see this, multi-Venn, or a kind of a union of intersection of a Venn, we always need to have that particular knowledge, and not only derive the knowledge from what we have learned, but also we need to pass on that particular knowledge that we have learned from our predecessors to the next generation, which means we need to pass on the baton to the next generation. And this particular knowledge is always based on some kind of beliefs. Okay, and these beliefs could be some kind of based on what is already known, or what has already been existing, which is simply based on some kind of true beliefs. Or maybe at some point of time, when we try to socialize, or when we try to meet certain people, we're always justified by those kind of things. We always crave for those kind of justified beliefs, and that's always bounded by ethics. Ethics is derived from ethikos. Ethikos is a Greek word. That was what Socrates has coined, and we're always bound by this kind of professionalism, where we try to bridge those kind of perspectives, from the knowledge that we learn from each other through these kind of social social bookmarking sites. But above all, what matters is our demeanor. How good are we trying to behave? Are we really trying to behave well in a social platform, or are we trying to juxtapose our introvertism to extrovertism? Or maybe we were extroverts at some point of time. Maybe we have a social bookmarking site. Are we trying to bring some kind of introvertism towards this? So which means there could be some historical avenues, there could be ahistorical avenues. We need to bridge that particular gap, and that is where these social platforms are largely helpful. I'll tell you how LinkedIn would really come up with this. Now you might ask, what's special about LinkedIn? So LinkedIn, of course, obviously that it's a job-seeking or employment-specific portal. Okay, you can also have your own personal brand. Okay, with a LinkedIn ID, with a LinkedIn URL, with a LinkedIn profile, You can have your own personal branding. You can write some texts. You can write some invitations. You can say that you have joined this particular company, or maybe you can say that your company is organizing this particular event and all those kind of things. But above all, it is a great publishing platform. I'll tell you, how and why, you think that, LinkedIn, can serve as a good publishing platform. I'll tell you. Okay. And not only that, you can always, learn to earn and yearn to earn. Okay. Which means you learn something to yearn, which means you derive some knowledge from that particular learning. And then, then that particular knowledge, will always allow you to earn something. Okay. And in LinkedIn, there is something called Easy Apply for jobs. How to do that, I'll tell you. You can also take professional or business membership as well, which costs you about 1,400 rupees per month, which is okay, quite reasonable. And you'll get, direct connections with the job seekers or with the employers, where you can have one-to-one conversations. And that is also, very specific. But there is a difference between LinkedIn followers and LinkedIn connections, which means you cannot say that all connections are followers. Okay, I mean, you can say that all connections are followers, which means when you say that you connect to someone, you're already following by default. But that doesn't necessarily mean that all followers are your connections. Okay, which means you follow someone, that doesn't mean that he's directly connected as first degree connection or second degree connection. Okay. And always come up with a big hope. Always come up with a, never say attitude. Say that tomorrow never dies. Say, suppose today you may not be successful. Today you may not really be, getting a good post to learn. Or today you may not get a kind of a good job. Or maybe you get a kind of a very sorry reply saying that you're not selected for a job, or for whatever reasons. Whatever, it could be a connection mislink, or a kind of a job misapproach, or whatever. But tomorrow never dies. So that should be your attitude. So have a connection immediately if you meet someone. So for example, you are going in a train, two people converse, maybe you are one among them. Okay, and then you say that you met him, and then the very first thing that you should connect is not probably through phones. Please don't ask phone numbers first. Oh, I'm in LinkedIn. Are you in LinkedIn? So that you can get connected to those particular jobs very easily. Okay, that's how my LinkedIn connections were very helpful, which I'll give you some examples. And whenever you meet them, whenever you connect them through LinkedIn, please avoid jargons like hey, hola, hey, hi, all those kind of things. Maybe it might really work with your friends, but that doesn't really work in academia, at least. Okay. So use maybe hello, but it's always dear is always nice. Okay, no matter what or whom you are addressing. Okay, dear is always very sweet. Okay, it brings more closer relationships for you professionally as well. Okay, that said, you can always celebrate success of your peers. Okay, maybe in LinkedIn the beauty here is you can say that your friend is probably celebrating 3 years in a job. Okay. Always like or clap hands and say that good going, dear friend, congratulations. Okay, what's up? And you don't not only end that particular sentence, you can always come up with another sentence, add an extra thing, make conversation better, conversation more lively, more lovely, and say that how good has been your experience so far. Okay, what was your sweetest memory over the last 3 years? That kind of things can always be taken up. But sometimes you can always know he or she might be your senior. There's nothing wrong in requesting a kind of a possible advice through connections that you want to take up. Okay, maybe you are looking for a change, or you want to see how the market or the job market for say biotechnology or say for some other things is there for the next 5 years. Maybe your seniors can advise you. Okay, you can drop a kind of a message directly in LinkedIn message. But if you're tagging them directly, which I'll come to the next slide, please take an a priori permission before you tag someone. Okay, that is also very, very important. And that way, you can always talk about achievements, but not necessarily experience. So no matter what, you might have worked, say, for 8 years, you might be having 8 years of experience. But what matters in LinkedIn is what is that you have achieved? What is that, you have taken, good notes of yourself so that, another company can really hire you, for your better self. Okay, so always speak about achievements. Okay, so that was what I was talking about the followers and this thing. And LinkedIn has got 700 million users, which is quite amazing, and it is not a social platform, but it's a professional network. It's not just like what you use like Facebook or WhatsApp or maybe Instagram. Okay, it's beyond that. It's beyond that. Okay. Another thing that you could always talk in LinkedIn is through groups, and not only through messages, but you can also join groups, various groups of your interest. Okay. So as I told you, if you are simply in a group and if you are sharing it, by default in LinkedIn, you will be getting that kind of credit who has posted that particular message first, or that post first. Automatically you will get it. But if at all, if you're copying that content and doing that, you have to give the due credit to that particular poster. Okay. And always when you post it, always say use courtesy of, that kind of thing. And please take a priori permissions, for that as I was telling you. Okay. So as I was telling you, achievements first whenever you take a profile. No enfeebling. You cannot enfeeble, which means you cannot use self approbations or self appraisals. Okay. You cannot say that if you have done a project, okay, you cannot start a post saying that I have done a project. Hey, look, I am the first author. Okay, I have only done this particular work. Give due credit to that. Okay, and within the post, you can also recommend someone. I would recommend so and so person. I have learned a lot from him. It's always nice to seek his suggestions or something like that. Okay, it always helps. That would give you more. Increasing value, for the way that you respect your peers. Okay, that plays a very important role, and that way you can also share your skills, learn your skills. Always speak about the links or the interests that you really want to talk about. Okay, so these are all kind of things that you can always talk about in LinkedIn. So I just thought with a quick, this 10-minute introduction, I just thought I'll go through and tell you, how I've created LinkedIn profile, how LinkedIn can really bring up wonderful avenues. It can not only muster the knowledge that you have really learned from your sequences, but also you can also learn the kind of knowledge that you can do that. Okay. So this is my LinkedIn profile. I hope you all can see the screen, everyone. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, thank you. So this is my LinkedIn profile, and this is how it is. When I click this, this is my home page. Okay, and I get a lot of posts, of course. Okay, but first let me create a kind of a good profile. How should a kind of a good profile look like? Okay, so I click my particular profile. Okay, so I have a tag at the back end saying that something which I really like, which I've been admiring. Okay, which I do this. Keep always a good professional photograph, not a kind of a photograph with your cat or with a dog. Okay, or with your a wake up smiling photograph, or somewhere in the garden, keeping with your friend's hand on this thing. Okay, somewhere on the beach. No, that doesn't really value it. Okay. You can always keep a photograph like this. If you think you want to wear a blazer with a photograph, that also helps you a lot. Okay, and the beauty here is you can write your name and always know. I mean, in Western world, especially, it need not be applied for our indigenous way of pronouncing our names, or maybe your Indian names. You can always abbreviate your middle name, unless otherwise you think that it's your father's name. Usually, if you go north, most of the middle names are your father's name, especially in Maharashtra, Gujarat, and other places. So you can always keep an abbreviation like this. So my name is Prashant and Suravajhala. Okay, I usually abbreviate. I've been abbreviating over the years, like this, and you get these kind of things. You get some whatever small number of followers that you have, some connections, and all those kind of things. Okay, I'll come to these posts though at a later point of time. What and all those kind of things comes later, but this describes about page. Okay, so this is how I've learned. This my profile has been existing over the last 14-15 years, and I've gotten into several postdoctoral positions and several jobs which I've applied. So you should always, talk about your particular things. Okay. So for example, it should not be, flabbergasting. It should not be with self-appraisals and other things. Okay. It should be very simple, very lucid, and it should be sellable. Okay. So for example, you cannot say that I'm an expert programmer, something like that. No. So, I can say that, I'm a biologist who can code. Okay. I'm a systems biologist with so-and-so interests. Okay. I'm a founder of Bioclues. I have an experience in planning this thing. I've characterized so and so. I've done something, this thing, and then you can sell, something like this. I love meeting people, get to learn from them. I've written this particular thing, and then you can end up your particular profile saying that what are your specialties, what are your specific interests. Because whenever a job seeker looks at your profile, he doesn't have that big time. It only looks about quickly, takes about page, or maybe talks about the experience. Okay. So it's been exactly 2 years I'm here at Amrita School of Biotechnology. Okay. So now, since I had the lab, I'm the group leader of this. I can say that I have this particular lab. We do these kind of things, some kind of things. And you see, the beauty here is LinkedIn helped me get this job. Okay. So when you edit your profile, okay. So here, okay. In fact, this icon was there. Don't feel shy. Don't feel shy to say that someone has recommended you or someone has done this. This you can always keep that. Okay. And is a full time or not? You can write a title as well: principal scientist, systems genomics, or group leader, or assistant professor, or postdoc, Ph.D. fellow, budding graduate, something like that. Whatever you want, you can keep that and keep your date as accurate as possible. Then you can write some description. And you can give a profile headline like this. Now you can say principal scientist. If you have multiple affiliations, like for example here, I'm the founder of Bioclues as well. I'm also an associate director of bioinformatics.org. I can also keep that as well, and keep on do that. Okay. But a small caution here is keep it very short and simple and sweet. Okay. Don't appraise yourself, with too much of, influencing words. Okay, don't sell too much of yourselves. That others should say what you are. Okay, and if others can say, or if LinkedIn can tell you that you are so and so, or you are a kind of a big daydreamer or an influencer, then you can keep those kind of words. Okay, and then you can add skills. You can add skills. I mean, these skills I've already added. I mean, this is an additional skills. And if you want, you can add also media, where you can describe yourself in a short 1 minute, this thing, which we call it as an elevator pitch. Okay. An elevator pitch plays a very important role. Okay. You can say that an elevator pitch is, you can describe yourself in, sometimes you are asked to describe yourself in 15 seconds. Can you believe? Yes. When I was doing my PhD fellow, as a PhD fellow, when I was looking into my postdoc, I had 8 years of postdoctoral experience between, not a great thing, but every year I used to get another position or the other. I was vying for jobs actually, okay, for postdoctoral jobs. But so many experiences, especially in Denmark, they would only give you 15 seconds. Okay, gentlemen, please tell about yourself. Then you have to be very crisp. Okay, you have to learn. Please keep your stopwatch on your phone and say, what is that 15 seconds that you're trying to sell? Okay, how best you can sell. Then you can say that I'm Prash. I'm a principal scientist at Amrita School of Biotechnology, where I head a systems genomics lab. We do some exciting third generation sequencing using nanopore, and we have been working on rare diseases, largely rectal malformation and CA prostate. If you want to collaborate with us, or if you want to reach us, please meet me at this point of time. That's it. And you're just doing this thing within 10 seconds. Okay. But before that, in elevator pitch, just because your elevator pitch is 15 seconds, you cannot miss out the pleasantries. Okay. So always say that, hi everyone, start with a smile, start with a this thing, and keep that particular media or a video presentation like this. This always helps. This has helped me. I had that particular media thing, some 12 years ago, but I've removed it. Okay. This is there. And then your previous thing in upper chronological order, which means my previous position was this at Birla Institute. And you see my several postdoctoral years of experience, postdoc 1, postdoc 2, and several other postdocs. and your PhD fellowship or research fellowship, all those kind of things. And for every tag, you see what I've done here is for every tag, always talk about achievements. Achievements play a very important role. Okay, don't talk simply end up saying that you are so and so. Okay, you should always take that maybe I've led this particular project and I've achieved this. You cannot say that I have gained experience, I have gotten enough experience of handling this thing. No, experience is already there. It's already spoken here. For 5 years, you have worked somewhere at Reliance too. But what is that you have achieved? That you should sell it. Okay, that is where you have to talk about in achievements here. Okay, and here so for postdoc, since it was for 1 year, I have introduced classification strategy. We have developed a model for SNP prioritization, and again for another postdoc, we identified disease proteins and we have developed a panel kind of thing. And for another 6 years of it, this was a long postdoctoral years of stint, with working at several places in different countries. Okay, so I could work on some prolific different things, and I've also spoken about achievements here as well. Okay, no matter what, it might be something related to administrative, not really research. Like for example, I was a postdoctoral research associate here, working for different things. My 30% of my job was involving teaching and something like administrative thing. No matter what, don't shy away. Okay, speak what is there, because this is what the world knows. Okay, and then your associate research fellowship, and other things. You can always do that. Okay, whatever other things. And here comes your education. Okay, what is that you have done? Okay, so your education plays a very important role. So, for example, I've done a PhD in this so and so here. Okay, and then you can talk about until 2009. I've done this here, and what is that? You can write a quick abstract. What is that you have done? And write likewise, for your MSc, this thing. What was the project that you have done? What was the title? What was this? You have done, and you can do that. Okay, and licenses and certifications. Many people keep other credentials like Coursera courses and other things. Those are not probably full certifications. Any usually virtual certifications are okay, but you can keep only one or two online courses. Maybe if you're taking a course like EDX, if you have finished that particular course to the fullest, keep that particular thing. Okay, you can add a photograph or a proof, for that. Otherwise, proofs are also not that great, not essential, I would say, but you can keep it. You cannot, if you want, you can do that. And this is a very important aspect. Projects. Maybe you might be interested. You might be doing several projects. Okay, what is that you have done during those particular projects? You can do that. So, for example, this is my project. Which I've been doing over the last 12 years. I can say that I've been doing this particular project. Keep only the current project, but if the projects are executed. Okay, so for example, this was my project which I've done for 4 years. Okay, I've always supplemented. I've already tagged the other contributors here. You see, all other contributors also have tagged them. Okay, always there's nothing wrong in tagging them, in adding them who are your project fellows. Okay, for example, here. Okay, I can do this. Okay, and then if you do that, you see these are my colleagues. So Sunil Gupta was my PhD fellow. My collaborators, KM and PM. I've added them, and you can always give them, those due credit. What is that you have done, and when you have done this, at what point of time, that also you can do this. Okay, this is how you can talk about. And the most important and the satisfactory thing is for every job that you have done, it's always advisable to keep a project. Okay, so for example, here this was my major project during my PhD and early postdoc from 2004 June to 2010. This was my PhD, and here you see I've written something here. What is that we have done? And if you can come down, I've tagged my collaborators, my colleague and my mentor, my PhD supervisor, from Denmark. Okay, this should be must, if at all, if you want to keep that. Okay. And quickly going back, you can always talk about volunteering. So, for example, you can say that, for example, since I was largely in Denmark and in US, I say that I've worked for this and so this and this, Rotary or Rotaract Club, and then I've joined this. And again, You see, since June 1998, I've been a volunteer, so it's been almost 25 years. Now you can celebrate this success. You can say that, I have. It's been 25 years I've been volunteering, and I take immense joy and pride in working for so many, not-for-profit organizations, something like that. Okay, you can start that particular post. So to manage it, you can look at how to do that. I'll quickly tell you. Okay. And these skills, usually what LinkedIn does is if you have more than 100 plus endorsements, then you're given a star kind of thing or something like this. You see, you can also endorse your colleagues, or you're also being endorsed. You see 99 plus endorsements for all these kind of things. You can always request others to endorse, but don't force them. Okay. That always, is not a kind of a good way, to do this. Okay. You can always, request them. But the most terrific thing that you're going to do is take skill quiz. This is the thing that will always help you, okay, from time to time. And LinkedIn will also sometimes, tell you that, Prash, you have taken this particular thing. Maybe you have taken Python, or you may have taken Linux Bash, or you have applied for bioinformatics position somewhere, okay, and your skill levels are very good. This is a job that we recommend for you. We don't mind, you taking up or applying for this particular job. And sometimes they also offer you free professional website as well, a professional account as well. Okay, for 1 month to start with, or sometimes 6 months to start with. You can request them. Okay, that way you can do this, and you can take these particular quizzes and other things as well. Okay. Apart from this, there is a very important things apart from skills, which is recommendations. Okay, recommendations play a very crucial role. Okay, you see, don't be don't be don't exchange the chocolates. Okay, don't say that suppose here Professor Rajendra Raghava or someone, okay, has given me recommendation in 2014 when I was looking for a job somewhere, at that point of time. I cannot give back my recommendation to him. It's just, I cannot say that, okay, you give me recommendation, I'll take one recommendation. No, that doesn't work. These are all my people whom I have known, or they have known me. They have given me recommendations like this. Okay, all the people who they think, and you can also request that. Okay, you can do that by using request recommendation by pressing ask for a recommendation or give recommendation. Okay, you can always ask for a recommendation and do that. Okay, and then you see there are different colleagues, different things, like Jeff Bizarro, my bioinformatics.org colleague, someone even from my native hometown, okay, who has known me right from my childhood, okay, is a well-known orthopedician, is a well-known person now, and I worked in Rotary Club, so he has seen me over the last 45 years how I've grown, okay, so he has given me some kind of recommendation like this. Likewise, my mentor, where I work for my part-time, he has given me recommendation. Likewise, you can always take some recommendations, like recently I've given some recommendations to so many people, I can always give those recommendations, and these, would always be helpful. Okay, there's nothing wrong in giving these kind of, recommendations, which are always helpful. And sometimes if there are any pending recommendations, someone has requested, which for some reasons I couldn't recommend them. I usually, would start recommend. I just got recommendations very recently, so I'm just, recommending them. Sometimes I can always reject it, but that rejection should be very subtle. If you are recommending them through internally, that can be done. Okay, that can always be done in a way you can do that. Okay, so that is where you can probably do this. And comes a very important thing, these are my pages, these are the group pages that you have done. Suppose, as you know, I'm an advisor for some 4 or 5 companies. So this is a Silico company, which is based in some Boston, in Philadelphia, okay, which was a spin-off from bioinformatics.org. So this is how your company looks like. You can always grow your followers, you can invite your connections, you can check the analytics, you can do this, you can create some posts, some effective posts if you want, okay. And you can do this. Likewise, if you are a part of a group like this thing, bioinformatics.org, okay, where I'm an associate director, you can keep on making some posts. So for example, here Jeff has made a post saying that it's been 25 years, okay, and all those kind of things are there, as a part of those particular posts, okay. I've also posted, if you can come down, I've also posted some posts in the. This is a page, by the way. This is not a group, okay. But the groups are here, okay. If you see groups here, okay, you see these are all the bioinformatics.org groups, okay. Let me take bioclues.org, okay. So this is a public group. There are about some 16 78 members, okay. You can keep on inviting connections and you'll get some quick statistics, okay. So for example, this is a pinned post where you can do that, okay. And there are other posts as well. So for example, how to make an effective LinkedIn post, that Indrani has posted it, okay. I thanked her by simply saying, I love this post, okay, something like this. In LinkedIn, sometimes, these emoticons, might really be very embarrassing if you don't keep a good thing, okay. So here, you cannot keep claps, okay, which means this is your own post, because I'm teaching, I'm telling the audience what is LinkedIn. I cannot say that, I want to clap. No, that is not, it's self-appropriating. You cannot do that, okay. So the best thing is probably you can like it, but please, again, like is, you don't have dislikes, okay? Please understand, okay? You don't have dislikes. Maybe in YouTube you have dislikes, okay? YouTube, that too anonymously, you can dislike, okay? But don't show thumbs up to the people who are probably senior to you, okay? Please be advised, okay? Always show some respect. You can say, maybe you can love it, okay. If it is something related to a support program where you support or where you endorse that, or if there is a course where you want to recommend it, you can always support it. Or where you are not working for a not-for-profitism, you can always do that. Clap, usually you can do it for your juniors, preferably. Sometimes seniors as well, based on the kind of relationship, how good the relationship that you try to muster with them, okay. And if the job or if that particular post is very giving you some wonderful credit where it is beneficial to so many people, you can always give insightful, okay. And unless otherwise you think in LinkedIn, I don't know, I recommend that I told LinkedIn, I mailed LinkedIn, why is this particular post is to be kept. There's no funny thing in a professional website, unless otherwise you think it is really a funny thing, okay. So don't use this. Maybe it's a bit embarrassing thing. It's you are probably insulting your opponent. If you're keeping too much funny thing, please don't go for such posts. If some posts are there, which are politically motivated, which are probably doesn't make any sense, or maybe someone says that you are getting married and you want to put it in LinkedIn. That is not LinkedIn, okay. Maybe you have submitted your thesis and you want to give some due credit to someone, okay, with a good photograph or with something saying that today, after Herculean 5 years of my PhD, I have submitted my thesis, and I would like to give sincere thanks and appreciation to my mentors, and then you can start giving this particular credit. Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, how do you do that? That is a very important thing. Okay, for this, you can go here. Okay, and this is where you can start your post. Okay. So always say dear all, or you can say hello all. Okay, don't use hey. Hey is only to your juniors or to your friends. Since in LinkedIn you have got your mentors, you have got your seniors, advisors, sometimes deans, sometimes your boss. You cannot say hey, right? So always say dear all. Dear all is always nice. Okay, be your humble best. So you can always say with greetings. Okay, I'm excited. Okay. Um, in announcing that publication, okay, titled, and please be your grammatical best. That's always nice. Huh? Titled. After that, it should be comma. And what is the title? Okay, say something like bioclues.org. Okay, something like this. Okay, or I'm just giving an example. Title is uh, now available at some website, something like this. Okay, something like this. And then automatically you see my website, comes Bioinformatics Club for Experimenting Scientists. Okay, and now you have used our publication. You have not used my publication. Please bear it in mind. Okay, our publication. Okay, and then you can say that I would like to take this opportunity in thanking all our advisors and core members, okay, namely, and then you can start tagging them. Who are the best ones writing, writing. I mean, and please bear it in mind, since it is in Bioclues, that person may not be there. You can always use anyone with Twitter if you have a Twitter account. Okay, then you can start. Then you'll get all those, whoever it is there. Okay. Whoever it is there. So Ganeshwar Choge, who is our president, say, and then you can say Anil, okay, and then you can say Manjari, whoever it is, whoever is there, we're associated with this thing, okay, something like this. We can keep on. Doing this. Okay, and then end the salutation. Thank you. If you have any questions, okay, you can say if you have any questions, please feel free to contact any one of us. Okay, I'll be very happy to discuss. And now comes a very important thing. Okay, now you see, the most important thing is in social bookmarks, you need to have what you call, tags. Hashtags are very important. So automatically it suggests you, okay, something like bridge the gap, something like this. Okay, and then you can say publications. Okay, and you can keep on saying that Bioclues. Okay, or if you want merit or something like that. Don't keep not more than 8 or 10. Okay, but if the text is somewhere, you can even keep hashtag here itself. This will give you more fetching hashtag than this. Okay, rather keeping this here, you can always keep it here. Okay, and then you can say you need not keep advisors as hashtag, but you can do that. But since there is a group called Bioclues here, okay, so then you can probably do this here by saying that Bioclues, okay, .org, if that group is there, okay, if that particular page is there actually, okay, then you can keep that. There is a Bioclues page which we had earlier, but we have removed it. Okay, but if your company name is there, you can do that. Okay, and then always say that thank you. Okay, best wishes or something. Something like just like writing an email, but you need not be that formal. You can always say that thank you, something like that. Okay. So this is how you can do, and here you can always use anyone with Twitter. If you have a Twitter, always I suggest if you have that Twitter account, you can. Now it is called as X, not Twitter. That bird is gone, but you can do that. And if you want to only have visibility to only connections, you can do that. But you can always use other groups as well. But don't spam by taking several other groups. Okay, you can post in 1 or 2 groups, not more than that. Okay, you see, I'm associated with so many groups. Okay, I'm associated with so many groups. And I'm an alumni of my Aalborg University where I did my PhD. I'm associated with some other groups as well. Don't post in all the groups. Okay, unless otherwise it is required. Okay, don't do that in fact. Okay, so I'm just discarding it. Now comes a very important thing. Now comes the most important sort of the thing, jobs. Okay. Now you need to be very, very cryptic. Okay. I'll just quickly pause for 1 minute if anyone has any questions. Yeah. Any quick questions? I'll quickly get into the job profile and then you can ask questions. Okay. So this is the job thing. By the way, the most important thing I'll tell you. Once you have your profile now, okay, you can download your profile. Okay, when you go on to the top, more, save to PDF or build a resume. Okay, you can also do this. Okay, you can save to PDF. Okay, and now if you open this profile, okay, you can also share this particular profile in your, with your colleagues as well. You see, my profile is full. Okay, with all the contact details. Okay, all these things are there, but it will not be more than 4 pages. Preferably keep your your profile not more than 4 pages, because no one has that much time to look into your profile. If you're applying for a job, if you're getting an email or if you're getting a LinkedIn view, okay, then rest assured that 80% you have got a job. 20% is in your interview. Okay, how you are facing it. That plays a very important role. Okay, so don't keep your profile not more than 4 pages. That is very, very important thing. Okay, now go to your jobs. Now you can say, suppose I want to become a director of a company. Okay, I'm looking for a job, something like that. Okay, director in which area? Okay, suppose director of what? Director of, say, genomics company, say for example. Okay, and then I click in India or what? I can always search worldwide as well. Worldwide also I can search as well. If you keep worldwide. Okay. But if you, since I'm looking for an Indian centric job in genomics, click search. Okay. Now you see you have got an easy apply here. Easy apply is with one click you can apply. Okay. But now this is my very important thing. I'll come back to that. Senior clinical data manager and 9 connections, 9 whopping connections work here. Okay, and here associate scientific director pharmacometrics, if you think that you are eligible for that job, okay, then I can say that the 4 school alumni work here. Okay, then you can see who are those alumni. Okay, you can click that. Okay, this is the thing, and then you can come down. Okay, and see who are those particular 4 school alumni who work there. Okay. Oh, Animity is my was my colleague. She was next to me working, towards my towards a PhD. Okay, I can ask her. Okay, I can probably message her. Okay, directly. But usually, you need to have a premium account. Premium account is free for that. Okay, it is set to that 2.6x more times effective. But even if you think that you don't have money to take a professional account, you can do another thing. Okay, which I'll tell you. Okay, how to do that. So you can say that 9 connections work here. Okay, who are those 9 connections? And 12 school alumni work here. Who are those 9 connections? Okay, like you have got so many work connections. Okay, and now you see Anand Merchant is there somewhere in Rockwell. Okay, I can write him an email saying that, dear Anand. Okay. If he's an Indian, usually always say that namaskaram or namaskar, okay, or good evening, or whatever it is at whatever time is there. Say you can say that good evening from India or something like that. Okay, namaskar. Always start with pleasantries. If you have known him only virtually, okay, then you have to tell that particular thing. Okay, I've known you virtually. Okay, through LinkedIn, where we are connected. Okay, and please don't write big this thing. Okay, I have an active profile and I'm looking for a change in this company where you are currently working. I'm looking for a position. What is that position? You can paste that link. Okay, and would you mind recommending me for the said position or for this position? Okay, but you're not ending the story there. Please don't end there. Okay, then you will further say, okay, I'll be happy to connect you. Okay, I'll be happy to talk to you for 5 minutes if you have any questions. Okay, that's it. And then thank you and looking forward, or I look forward. I look forward is always appropriate. Trash. Okay, something like that. And please be advised that this person is there online. Okay, and you see green color is glowing, which means he's online. So once I do this, I'll quickly, who knows, he might check that. Okay, okay. And then, you might get a reply. If he doesn't reply within 3 days, you can say that kind reminder, could you get time to look into that? Okay, something like that. Okay, you can always, apply for these kind of, connections. Or sometimes, okay, uh, um, I'm not applying for jobs, so I'm just telling you how to do this. I'm putting it off. Please don't mind. So I'm discarding it. Sometimes you see, maybe in AstraZeneca, is it all working for AstraZeneca? Mohammad Hassan Khalid is my first person, but I've got some 7 other mutual connections working here. Maybe I may not be knowing Mohammad Hassan Khalid directly. Maybe I don't want to probably directly message him. Okay. I want to route through my best friend, okay, like Kangwin. Okay, Kangwin, I've known him over the years. He's editor-in-chief for Bioinformation. Shamir Kader, okay. And Jeff, who's my good friend, okay. I can ask Jeff. Jeff, um, dear Jeff, I came across this. Now this is a bit informal because he's your good friend, right? Okay. I came across this position where Mohammad Hassan, okay, is working with you. Would you mind connecting me to him? Okay, that's it. It's a bit informal, and then Jeff can really, get back, to you very quickly. Okay. Likewise, Conrad is there. He's a professor, well-known professor. I can directly message, or I can, do that. Okay. So this is how it can be for internship. It can be for anything. You can always apply for these kind of things, and you can always get an alert here if you want. Okay, if you click alert, you set alert, you'll get an email every day, for positions that you are telling. Okay, that you are applying. Sometimes, if you go to messaging here, okay. I'm sorry, I've done something, exciting with you. Just forget it here. So I've connected someone. You see, I've connected some wishes, someone, dear Bjorn, hope you're well. I'm CCing it to someone who is looking for a postdoc. Would you mind recommending him? So I myself have recommended someone. Okay. And then he quickly replied saying that, okay, I'm there, but, I don't recommend postdocs or PhDs. Okay. It's fine. I know Bjorn very well. Okay, I say that again. I quickly replied today. Only I replied saying that thanks, Bjorn. I understand. Best wishes. Okay, that way I can keep on doing that. Connecting several people. Okay, and there is also another thing I can give you. I can create a messaging platform here. Okay, start a messaging here, and add multiple people. Say for example, Indrani. Okay, Rajul. Okay, I can add this. Then I can say that I can write this thing. I can start with say requisition or request for referral. Okay, say I can say that dear Indrani and say Rajul. Okay, I would like to apply for a job in Anil's research group. Would you mind connecting me to him? Or you can also use, would you mind, okay, putting me a word, okay, sorry, yeah. putting a word to him, okay, putting a word to him. That's it, okay. And who is Anil? That you can again tag if you want. Okay, but that tagging is not directly allowed here. But you can also add him. Who is that Anil? Okay, Anil is a professor here. You see, I can do that. Okay, and then you're directly tagging him without taking any permission, right? Then you have to say that. Okay, then you can say Dr. Anil or Anil. Okay, I'm sorry for this direct connection and message. I hope this is okay for you. I'm sorry for the blunders. I'm tired. Okay, this is okay for you. And then we can say that sincerely, because these are all elders. You can say that you can use. Always say yours sincerely. Yours should be there. No apostrophe after yours inside. That's it. Okay. And then when I click it, okay, I get a, oh, sorry, I clicked, it's okay. Huh? These are all good thing is all my non people, my core members or friends. So I can do this and I can, get this. And here, these days, these things are coming up, so you can just ignore it. Okay. Suppose they don't respond. Okay. Then you can say, kind reminder. Could you get time to look into this message? Okay, something like this. Okay, that way you can probably do this. And notifications, you'll be notified from time to time for whatever post that you're doing. Okay, for example, this is a post that I've made. Okay, my post. I think this is Navomita. Yeah, this is Navomita who has made this wonderful post in the group, I think, or somewhere in other group, bioinformatics and computational group, where I'm not a member. You see, she has posted. She's our core member, so she has posted this with all those details, and at the end, she has used these hashtags. Okay, several people have liked it. You can also like it if you want. Okay, because you are there, you can like it. Okay, you can do this. Okay, and then since you're not a member, you have not done this. Like this. I posted something, okay? Science magazine, the dawn of spatial omics, something like this. I've done this a direct link, and I've tagged something. I got something, and then you can always use these hashtags, okay? And this is how the LinkedIn profiles have been there. You'll be surprised that if you look into my profile, okay? Yeah, someone you see, Pratik has posted something. Pratik Patadi, okay, he has posted this. Now I can congratulate him because he's my student. He's my. I taught him. I can say that I can celebrate. I can say that heartiest congratulations, Pratik. Okay. Hope uh, the conference was amazing. Something like this. Just to tick the things. If you want to repost it, if you want to give, if there is a great credibility, you can repost it with your name. Okay, that also you can do that. That's up to you. And then the most important thing is you can also write an article. Okay, this is the last part which I'm going to tell you. So what I have done over the years, I usually write one article every year. Okay, if you see my articles. Okay, so. Suppose last year we were celebrating 75 years of India's independence. So I thought that I should write something. I've written something exactly some year ago. Okay, this is what I've written. I've written about 21 articles so far. Okay, and I've written some detailed things. Okay, and at the end I can give small hashtags, not more than 10 hashtags preferably. Okay, and then some members have commented. Okay. Then I can always give back and say that some say excellent write-up, and I've written thank you, sir. Thank you, so and so person. Okay, and then you can go back. Okay, and this is about my favorite other article. Okay, and I've written about Srini's Fresh. Professor Srinivasan passed away, and I've written this. Okay, and I've added about photograph as well. Okay. And then you see, since it is a kind of an obituary kind of thing, I've ended by saying gratefully yours with a sympathetic tone, saying that this is what I've learned. Okay, something like that. But not necessarily all posts should be subjective like this. Okay, we can always talk about publication achievements as well. Okay, so. This is a post that I have done. This was a wonderful paper that we have done, hijacking hypothesis with Keshav Singh. Okay, this thing I've done it in this particular way, but you can also talk about other posts. So for example, I've written some other posts like what COVID pandemic, means. Okay, and then you can always create a post. Okay, and you can do all those kind of things that you want. Okay, and this thing always keep your active thing. You always keep your network active, your personal demographic information, always keep it active, keep your activities on site, okay, and all those things, please keep it very, very, active, okay? And always, um, I mean, these days, it will recommend whether or not you are he or she. I mean, how do you want to do that? But LinkedIn, if you are, I mean, here, looking at my face, anyone can say that you are he, right? You are not. I mean, I'm not like a she, so you need not do that unless otherwise you think that is more too much citing your gender or pronoun kind of thing. Okay, he or him or his. That is not necessarily. If you think that you are looking like a male or a female, okay, that is always there. So that's it from my side. I thought, it's about 1 hour. I'll wait for some quick feedback, or especially questions. If you have any questions, largely the coalesce of some important things. What are the kind of problems that you're facing? What are the challenges? Or if you have any suggestions, I'll be very happy, to answer.
Hi, Prashant. It's an electrifying talk. We learned several things from this, and happy to listen to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nil. Yeah. Any questions, please? Yeah.
From my side, no.
Yeah. Thank you, Nil. Yeah. Let me see if okay. Yeah. Please remove your shy genes from your body now. Okay. Whatever, if you think that, please switch on your camera. Please, all of you. Let's come face to face. Any kind of open points that you're facing, with your jobs or other kind of things. Please feel free. This is where the platform is meant for you. Okay. Whatever kind of questions that you want to ask. Maybe it could be stupid. It could be very silly questions as well sometimes. Don't worry. We are here, to help you. Okay. So please let us know if you have any questions. Okay. So assuming that there are no questions, I hope you all will create a lovely LinkedIn profile. Okay. Make it useful, make it effective. Goldie has also had, I think it's a question. Goldie, you have a question? Yeah. No, that was by mistake, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Please create a good LinkedIn. Please create a good LinkedIn profile and make it useful. Start doing it right from the beginning, and please have as many connections as you want. There's nothing wrong, in adding connections, but lest you think that don't add, someone like what do you call, someone like don't add someone like Donald Trump. Donald Trump is in LinkedIn. Okay, you don't know him, you have never met him, but don't try to be over ambitious in adding some big connections. Huh? Don't add someone like Deepika Padukone. Okay, don't add someone like Sachin Tendulkar. Don't add someone like those particular things unless otherwise you think that you know them personally. Okay, I mean, it's not to show the world that Sachin Tendulkar, this particular thing, but you have to mail them or message them. Okay? Yes.
One participant had question. I think, sir, she has dropped in the message chat
Yeah,
box.
yeah. So Sino, George, thank you for the great point. In fact, yeah, I think I told you very certainly. Yeah, you can always say that you can always, yeah, you can say that you are open to a new job section, kind of thing. Okay, I'll quickly tell you how to do that. I'm just again sharing the screen. Okay, you can say that okay, you are open to finding a new job, providing services or hiring. Okay, you can say that you are finding a new job. As I told you, you can add all those particular titles immediately or flexible. You are casually looking. Is it a full time or part time? If you want to be known for only for recruiters, you can tick this, or only for LinkedIn members, you can do this. Okay, and you can add the title. Okay, this you can always keep it this thing. Now comes a very important question. Somebody, you might be a student, right? Now, what to keep? Is it for an internship or a full time or what? You really don't know, right? So for such kind of things, there's nothing wrong in in adding two or more. Okay, you can always keep that kind of thing. And if you don't want to add any location, if you're flexible all over the world, you can do that. All over the world. Okay, worldwide you can keep, or India, or specifically Hyderabad, you can do that. Okay, for a budding researcher, for a young graduate or undergraduate, always keep options open. There's nothing wrong in learning anything better than that. Okay, and you can add profile sections as well. I've added everything. I didn't have career break, in the sense I didn't have more than 2 months, 1 or 2 months. I didn't do that. I filled those particular things. Okay, if you want to do that, you can do that. That's always nice. Okay, if you want additional things like all these kind of things, add publications, patents. I think volunteer experience, languages, for example, languages play a very important role as well. I think languages, you can always add. Like for example, here I've added organizations, in which organizations I'm associated with. Okay, I'm associated with these particular organizations or companies that I'm an advisor or associate with that. Likewise, you can always keep languages as well. Okay, for example, here. Okay, uh, I've kept all these kind of languages that I've known. Okay, and you can write what are the things that you have. And of course, you can always keep this thing as well. So which we call it as send profile in a message, which means you can send this particular profile to multiple names, but don't do that. Only send it to individual persons. Okay, you can do this. Okay, this you can. Yeah. Any other question? Yeah.
Dr. Prasad, this is Mohan.
Yes, sir. Please. Good evening,
This is
sir. Yeah.
experience and volunteering. See, generally, it takes it in the order of the period, right?
Yes, sir.
Is there any way that we can rearrange them?
Actually, sir, the volunteering experience now is only that kind of volunteering where you are not paid, actually,
Hmm.
which means it is an unpaid job. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, if you keep volunteering now, so for example, I want to add a volunteering. That is the reason why I
Yes.
kept all my volunteering jobs only in one, and I've added here. For example, suppose if you want to add volunteering job again, so for example,
Hmm.
now if I want to do that, I can do that. I mean, you can do specifically. This is
Hmm.
again in the upper chronological order, you can keep it. There's
No,
nothing.
you can't sort of rearrange the order.
No,
System,
unfortunately, yeah,
system
because
defined order, right?
yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately, it's a volunteering job. You cannot rearrange that.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Okay. And then one more question is,
so,
how to find your own old post, because the search in LinkedIn seems to be rather not that effective. Suppose you want to trace your old post,
right,
is
right.
there any way that we can do that?
Yeah,
Because
actually, sir, there is a way for this. There are different ways. So, for example, here you
uh,
can go to your activity page here.
yeah, okay, I did that, but the problem is that we don't get many things. Even when you look at your own post, it comes in jumbled order. One
Yeah,
post published one month back first comes, and
right,
then the post which was published yesterday comes next.
right.
There is
I know,
no system.
I know. That is a very this thing.
Generally, we remember that we have posted about 2 months back,
Right,
but if you want to trace that, it becomes extremely difficult.
right.
Is there any
Yeah, the best thing is to search through keywords, sir. So, for example, I posted something last month.
uh,
I'm giving that kind of thing using, say, my name, something like this, or trash. Okay. So when I search this, I've given something Capsi Consortium Suravajhala.
uh,
And I think, I can find that particular post somewhere down. Uh, exactly, this is what I wanted to see. This is my post. I can easily find it out, but you have to give those keywords like this. You have to give those particular keywords, and then you can find it. It's fairly easy. Even say, for example, if I want to know the wonderful works that you are doing, okay, on society, so I can simply do this. Okay, and now you see, it will again suggest what are the posts that you have done over the years, or over the weeks, or something. So the exact posts only will come here. So you see, I got only two posts here of yours,
mhm.
three posts maybe, not more than four. One 2 and 3 posts only I got. Okay.
Okay.
So I can directly search here with those keywords and where you can get it. And if you want all the results, you can you see all results and you can do that. Yeah.
Now nowadays, what the LinkedIn has done it earlier, when you can download some of the photos. Now
Right.
that LinkedIn has made it mandatorily, there is a download is not possible.
Right. Right. I mean,
So,
yeah, actually, sir, there is a caveat for that. I mean, I'll tell you the reason why.
uh,
So, for example, you can right click it, save this image directly. You can download it always at any given point of time. Okay. So, you see, I'm able to save this image and my image is saved now. I can do that. There's nothing wrong.
okay, okay. So, I mean, if you go by the download arrow, then it doesn't allow. I think there is a.
Yeah, that is not allowed, but you can do this only for your this thing. You cannot if at all if you were to reshare it. So, for
Uh,
example, this is what I'm trying to share, or maybe I'll go back to your post where I can reshare it. So this is
uh,
a summer school
yeah.
which is there. Now
Uh,
I can like it or love it, and then I can repost it. Okay, and
yeah.
I want to post it in my group, say Bioclues, and
Uh,
I'm posting it. Okay, and here I can you since you're already there, you are the poster, so I need not again tag it unless otherwise you are there in the group, so
uh,
I can say now, saying that say courtesy of so and so.
okay.
Okay. And this image I can download, right click, save image as, because you are the one who has done this, and I can always give that particular credit, so you can
Okay.
do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions, please? Yeah. Yeah. Arpan, as I've been using LinkedIn since 29, tips and advice will really help me for my IIS studies. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, Nihal. Yeah, any other questions, please? Yeah. Um, yes, Smriti asks, someone who hasn't really thought about streamlining LinkedIn profile. Okay, yeah, very good. Yeah, I hope this can really be very helpful. Please keep applying and have a wonderful job search. That you always wish for. Okay, and don't get disappointed. And I always say one thing: keep applying for jobs. Whatever jobs that you wish, keep applying. Don't shy away. Don't shy away from any other kind of things. Even if you don't get a job, even if someone tells you that you are not selected, give them a thanking reply saying that thank you so much. I hope I can bother you for any other particular job position in the near future, something like that. Okay, so always you can probably give it back. Okay, and always please don't forget to thank the one who has recommended you. Remember that particular messaging thing? Okay, would you mind telling me or putting him a word? Always thank them very quickly. You should be very quickly in thanking them. Okay, if you are not thanking them, then absolutely, then that is a gross injustice. Okay, it's an insult, I would say, if you're not thanking your person who has recommended you. Okay, I hope that is helpful. Yeah. Any other points, please? Yeah. Questions? Yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah, Munmi, yeah, please, yeah. You can unmute your microphone and do that, Munmi. Yeah, please. Yeah. She has raised her hand. I don't know. Yeah, it's okay. Any other questions? So, if not, let's save time and
Good evening, sir. So I had a question.
yeah, please.
I've been applying for many faculty, like adjunct faculty or research associate positions, but in biological sciences, what do the faculty actually look for in a candidate? Because I hadn't been getting favorable responses for a very long time.
Right.
So
No,
I
don't get disheartened. I'll tell you. For two reasons. Over the years, India is really shining. You just imagine there are about 800 people, 800 scientists, or 800 professionals, moving from the west to India. Okay, which means every day there are about what do you call 18,000 people flying to India. Okay, vacation or for meeting or for professional reasons or whatever. They're all Indians. I'm talking only about Indians. 18,000 Indians flying into India every day. Just imagine. Okay. And out of those 18,000 Indians, as per a survey, 800 people are professionals who are coming back to India looking for jobs. Okay. And usually the employers look for very specific nitty-gritties. How good is your LinkedIn profile? How smart you are? How open are you? Okay. And if you're not getting a kind of a job, please don't get disheartened. Always these LinkedIn connections will really help you. Maybe there could be something wrong in a way where maybe you're not writing a good cover letter. Cover letter is always very important. Maybe sometimes no. I also learned an art of writing a good cover letter, which I told you some 2 months ago. I started that course. Okay, writing a good cover letter is a very important. It should not be more than 3 pages. Okay, no one has that much time. Please be very brief as you could. Okay, three paragraphs you have to keep. The first paragraph is your quick introduction, why you are applying. Second paragraph is your previous project. The third one is about your, how you take that particular project in the near future, and talk about your family. You're survived by your parents, because if you are applying for a job, they also expect you whether or not you're married, you have children, you have some dependents in the form of parents, all those kind of things. They would also like to look into that. These days, always look for that particular position. If you think that you're not meeting that particular position, always write a pre-submission inquiry. Okay, write a pre-submission inquiry for that particular job. Okay, don't directly apply for the job. If you're looking for the job, if they're not responding, then if they're giving you a negative answer, then you're lost with the plot. Okay, there is always a good option to write a direct email. Dear so and so, I'm looking for a change, or I'm looking for a position, for a faculty position. And these are my skills. Do you think that this particular position would really fit for me? And so that I can send you a kind of a good cover letter. Okay, there's nothing wrong. Okay, you can simply send a CV in the previous email so that they can glance at the CV. Don't write the cover letter, but the cover letter should be specific. Okay, to that particular addressee. Don't give common pronouns like dear sir, dear madam. Okay, and thing. Okay, but out of if you are a young bee, maybe you might be applying. Sometimes there are good people like me who can understand that innocence. Maybe out of ignorance that you are doing that. We usually tell them, okay, don't blast this particular. I can see that you didn't write my name like dear Dr. Prash or dear Prash or dear Dr. Suravajhala. You didn't write that. You are saying that dear Professor. Okay, directly you are mailing someone, dear scientist or someone like that. You are doing that, which means you are blasting the same, to all. That is not to be done. Okay, and please, as I told you, LinkedIn connections are there for you to get the jobs. And I'm giving an open invitation to you all. If you are all connected to me through LinkedIn, I'll be very happy to connect you to different people. Okay. And from my own experience, I'm telling you, postdoc, I have done 8 years of postdoc. Just imagine, 8 years of postdoc in a small country like Denmark. Okay. Every year, every December, people, used to celebrate Christmas with a wonderful, cake and all those, with a wonderful cake and all those, things with parties and other things. Okay. And my only worry would be from January 1st, would I get my salary or not? Would I get my postdoc salary or not? Okay. And January 1st was my birthday. Okay. And I would only know whether or not on January 1st, whether or not, I'm chosen for that particular position or not, whether or not I get a job or not. Now you see a big party kind of thing. Okay. That unfortunately, after celebrations, after everyone celebrates New Year, I will get to know only on January 1st. Those 8 years have survived. Okay. So please don't think that if you are missing an opportunity, it is only for you. Okay. If you think that you're not getting a job, you are the only loner, don't think in that way. Okay. It can be for anyone. Okay. It can happen with you. Even the great people, even Albert Einstein had this opportunity. At that point of time, there were no LinkedIn, there was no WhatsApp. Forget about those things. Graham Bell and probably Albert Einstein, they met. They only conversed over phone. Okay, they never met. They used to exchange only through posts. Okay, but the world is now very easy, right? Now we are all in LinkedIn. The best thing that we all need to do is get connected, write a good pleasantry, and don't sleep until you apply for 10 jobs a day. Make a vow. I'll apply 10 jobs, then only I'll go to bed. I'll apply for 10 jobs, then only I'll have my dinner. Have that hunger, have that zeal, have that zealathon that you have. Okay, then only you apply. Don't apply. You'll remember that day that you couldn't apply for that particular job. 10 jobs. Okay, and then probably you didn't eat or maybe you didn't sleep. There's nothing wrong. Such days will make you more deterministic towards your job goals. Okay, have that hunger. Okay, have that some kind of ziddiness, but keep that ziddiness only with you, only with you. Okay, but likewise with that hunger or with that this thing, you cannot shoot an email saying that dear employer or dear so and so, I was the one who was the best fit for your job. You didn't take me. What is this? What's happening with this? You cannot do that, right? No, that's not acceptable. That's very unprofessional. Okay, but if you're not selected for a job, you can do a better thing. The better thing is you can tell them. Okay, you can ask them. Would you like to give me a feedback, or could you probably tell me the what is my rating in 85th percentile, or at what percentile do you think that I might be there, so that I can improve. So this kind of improvement heuristics can always move forward. Okay, don't just dishearten this thing. I for example very recently as well over the last 7-8 years I've hired several people ever since I became independent. When I set up my group, several people have applied for job positions. For some reasons I couldn't consider my own the people I wanted. For some reasons I could consider out of this thing because the job demanded a local person, like in Jaipur. Okay, but I would always say that I would always give them the feedback for those particular people who were not selected. Okay, you can always ask for a feedback. There's nothing wrong, no matter what you want to do that. Okay, so don't worry about it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Any more questions, please? Yeah. Okay. So if you want, you can always mail me here. My email address, most of you. Okay. And if you think that you want to, I know there are many Amrita University students here as well. You keep visiting me, so you can always come and meet me or mail me at that email. Okay. I'll be very happy to answer. So thank you so much, dear friends. Have a healthy smile and keep enjoying. Take aspirations. Keep your positivity always. Okay, and ensure that you come up with flying colors. All the best, dear friends. Bye bye. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Rajul and Indrani, for recording the talk. It would be available in YouTube page, as Rajul says.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prash.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Subbu.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Prash.
Thank you, Jaraman sir. Thank you for attending. Yeah.